Okay, hi, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to approach the lesson plan for Math 7 to 12, 8th grade geometry. Probability. The student applies mathematical process standards to use proportional relationships to describe dilations. The student is expected to compare and contrast the attributes of a shape and its dilations on a coordinate plane. Now they're supposed to compare them and contrast them. What stays the same about attributes? What are your attributes? Okay, that's pretty simple. You're math majors, you know what the attributes of a shape are. This will probably be regular shapes for 8th grade, but it has several attributes. And so you're going to be doing dilations on a coordinate plane. Of course, you know that dilations can be reductions or they can be expansions. And so you're not just going one direction. For this lesson, I would like to see you model for the students, and I would like to see the students in their groups, one product between them, coming up with unique products, choosing the kind of figure they want to use, not the same figure, not the same shape that the teacher used, but a different shape, coming up with their factor or what they're going to multiply by, and then come up with their expansions, dilations, drawing them, and doing a compare and a contrast that should be written and then can be presented to the class. Now let's take a look at some internet resources for that. And of course, you can always give me a call if you're confused, and you can always come by and we'll talk about these things more in detail. But we got to get you on the right track, making sure that the students are all going to draw something as a group, not individually, and that they're going to decide on the factor for the dilations, one to increase the shape and one to make the shape smaller, and that they're going to do something written that will show their understanding of compare and contrast of the shapes they chose, the shape or shapes they chose. If one group finishes early, then maybe they can do more than one shape. Okay, I went online and I did a search, 8th grade dilations lessons, and they didn't all come up as dilations. There were a few of them, but there was one here, yourteacher.com, and I'll just play a little bit of it, and you'll be able to find others of these if you go and you look.
The following is a selected video from yourteacher.com, where you can browse over 450 complete math lessons with example videos, interactive practice problems, self-tests, and more. Try a complete lesson today at yourteacher.com.
Remember that we can create a dilation by multiplying each of the coordinates of a given figure by the same scale factor to create a new figure which is similar to the first. So here, to determine whether this graph represents a dilation, we need to compare the coordinates of corresponding points. For example, notice that point K corresponds to point C. Point K has the coordinates 1, 1, and point C has the coordinates 3, 3. So we can see that the coordinates of point K, 1, 1, have been multiplied by a scale factor of 3 to get the coordinates of point C, 3, 3. Next, notice that point L corresponds to point D, and that point L has the coordinates 2, 1, and point D has the coordinates 6, 3. Again, the coordinates of point L have been multiplied by the scale factor 3 to get the coordinates of point D.
Okay, that should be enough to get you started on this one. I don't want to show you the whole thing because you guys are really good at math and you've done this before. And so you don't have to see a complete lesson here because you've already got the idea of what she's doing. And you're going to have to involve the students in this, I would expect, by having them choose a shape that you would model and then perhaps a number that you would multiply by. Now you can multiply by a whole number, you can multiply by a fraction or a decimal in order to do something like this. So, well, if you have any questions about this, please give me a call.